Hey there everyone. So when the going gets tough in a race or a run, how do you handle it? I want to talk to you guys about how do you push through when you get tired, how do you run faster when you're tired. My name's Steve Gonzer, physical therapist with Run Smart Online. We're getting ready to launch Need for Speed on July 12th, which teaches runners how to open their stride, run faster when they're tired by just adjusting their run form. But I figured what I would do today is talk to you about how do you know when it's time to kick it in, because when you get to a race, it always gets tough at some point, right? It could happen at mile 10 of a half marathon. It could happen at mile 6 of a half marathon. So how do you save your race so it doesn't fall apart? Or how do you surge to the finish line? How do you handle these things? And I want to talk to you through this real quick. If you're interested in learning the full program, Need for Speed is what you're looking for. There's a link in this post, and the price goes up tonight for the program that starts on July 12th. But here's what typically happens. So you're out for a run, right? Or maybe a long training run, or you're in a race, and you get to the point you're running along, and you get to this point mentally where you're like, this is starting to get tough. And you start thinking to yourself, oh God, it's either like, oh no, not already, or oh my God, I have X amount of miles to go. And you start getting into your head. And what I traditionally see with most runners is that they get to like a dark spot, and they either get to, which I've done for many races before learning what I teach in Need for Speed, is good enough, or I'll just do this for the rest of the run, whatever it might be. But you kind of fold, and mentally you just go to these dark spots and start making excuses, start getting aggravated. But I want to show you what most people do when they get tired, because if you start to recognize a sign, I just got back from a run, so I'm like sweating. When you get into a run and you start having these thoughts of like, man, this is hard, or I just don't feel like I can hold this much longer, this is what I want you to do, what I want you to focus on. So let me show you what happens typically. I'm gonna move around here. I have no idea how this is gonna work, just like that. Oh, I almost dropped it. Try to use it, get fancy, and then I mess things up. All right, so this is what typically happens. Oh boy, hold on, hang with me. Let's see. We're gonna, real well planned. So people are running along, right? And what we tend to do when people get tired is that they adopt like a flex posture. They start to round out, and they start to slouch. The posture gets really bad when they get tired. And what I traditionally see is most runners will just like muscle through it. So when they're trying to sustain their pace, like it's getting difficult, they'll just kind of like grind it out and start churning. I want you to think about this a little bit differently. I want you to think about how do you open your stride, how do you relax your stride so you can actually add some float to it. The goal here is when you push off with your foot, you want to travel as far forward as possible. Muscling through when you're tired just wastes energy. It's gonna, for the lack of a better term, piss you off. And oh, thank you. But it doesn't help anything. What you want to do is you want to be able to push through and mentally get away from that dark spot. So here's what you need to do. When you're in your push-off phase, what traditionally people do is they just muscle, and they try to go faster. Let's see if I can turn this down. I shouldn't mess with it because then it's going to get worse. But I want you to think about your push-off phase, and when you start doing it, you want to get to what I call it the figure 4 position. The figure 4 position will allow you to open your stride. So at push-off, you want to work on driving the knee and getting the leg to fold up underneath you. By driving this knee and pushing it forward, what's going to happen is it's going to break you away from the bad posture, slouch running that a lot of people do, the scuffing of the feet. Like if you're running and you're constantly hearing the scuff of the foot, or you're tripping on your feet, it's because you're not picking them up anymore. But what you need to know is when I ask you to pick up your foot, it's not by doing a butt kick. We don't want to engage the hamstring on this. You want to, okay, you're running along, okay, this is getting tough. All you're going to start doing is sliding the knee forward at push-off. By doing that in what we call the figure 4 position, it's going to open your stride, it's going to break you away from that. And mentally, what you want to do is just be focused on that, and instead of going to that spot where like, oh my God, I don't want to do this anymore, you go to a spot of, okay, drive the knee, keep it going. And it's a little bit of a muscle. You're breaking away from bad habits, you're trying to learn new habits, so it is difficult. But with practice, and the good thing about this, by the way, is that you can practice while you're running to learn how to sustain it, how to strengthen it, and how to move forward. But think about this on your next run when you start to get on the struggle bus, because maybe it's hot out, there's wind, or you're just going on a long run and you're tired. Start driving the knee a little bit. It'll open your stride. You'll feel like you're adding float to it, and you're going to travel further on every step, and it pays off huge whether you're looking to like save a race because you're bombing hard, you're looking to pick up the pace to finish strong, or you're just trying to smoothly sustain your pace to the finish line. This really does work. If you want some help, check out the link in this post that's somewhere in here. Need for Speed starts on July 12th, but tonight at midnight, price is going up. It's a 4-week boot camp where I'll teach you everything from the stretches, the drills, the exercises, everything you need to know to make it happen. We're really excited to have it, and I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll probably go live tonight. If there's any questions, just drop them in the comments, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.